breaking it down from the beginning. It's in 6/8, it's this Afro-Cuban groove. The main point is the bell pattern, which you can see written. You can hear me playing it there. It's also in the track as well. Someone's playing a cowbell, so you could listen for it there if you're struggling. Starts off strong. We play forte at the very beginning. We have 6 bars of groove, and then we have our first fill. Da 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 ga da da ga da. The foot pattern that we play in the groove continues underneath this fill. Your feet can just continue to drive the groove. That keeps you in time, so it's easier to play the fill. So here's a demonstration of that fill. I'm with 2 bars of groove before it. Here the groove drops back down to mezzo forte, so just a little bit quieter. The same groove, so we know how to play that. We have 6 bars of the groove and then a different fill. Da ga da da ga da 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 da. Just like the first one, except it's flipped. So here's what that sounds like. And with 2 bars of groove. So that happens. We continue on. We got 6 more bars of groove and then the exact same fill. After that, our volume comes up, back up to forte where we started, strong. We have 6 bars of groove and then we have a different fill. Now this time it's a group of 4, which over the feet is really simple. So our feet are just continuing along. Pretty easy. The tricky part is playing it with the groove before it and coming back into the groove. So here it is, 2 bars of groove and that fill. I'll play an extra 2 bars of groove so you can see how to get back into the groove, because it's quite a tricky feel. After that fill, back to the groove. We've got 6 more bars and then we have a different fill. Now this one is fortissimo, so it's loud, very strong. Again, the foot pattern's the same and the fill's a little bit different. It goes like this. It's like our group of 4 from earlier, except we don't play the 4th one, we only play 3. Here's this one with 2 bars of groove before it. And that one's strong, fortissimo. So now we go back to the groove. We're still playing strong here. We have 8 bars that have repeated. Before the repeat it says fill. You can play whatever you want as a quick fill before we take the repeat and go back. I would recommend to keep the feet going the same way that they have through the whole song and just play something around the drums, back to the groove. So I'll do a demonstration here. I'm going to play 4 bars before the repeat. So the 4th bar will be the one with the fill. Something like that. It's a sort of triplet feel. It's in 6/8, so have some fun with it. And then that repeats. Don't miss the repeat. We go back to the top of that page. We play the 8 bars again, and we play a fill again. You can play the same fill or something different. Now, we get to the solo. So for the solo, it's not written, but I would continue to play the same foot pattern. It's going to keep you in time. You're going to know where you are. And because it's in 6/8, I would play some sort of triplet feel over the top. Now you can go back and see what I played. I just made it up on the spot. You can do that too, or you can practice something, learn your own solo and play the same thing every time. We have 6 bars of solo and then 2 bars of a written fill. This goes back to that group of 4 feel, and it's triple F, so very loud. Hit that as hard as you can. So I'm going to play from the solo and then we'll hit that triple F coming back to the groove. And the groove is forte, so that 2 bars is really loud fill. And then when we get to the groove, it's still loud, but nowhere near as loud as the fill. So here's from the solo. 1, 2, 3, 2. Triplet feel for the solo. Very strong coming out of the solo for that 2 bar fill. And then when we go back to the groove, we bring it down, but it's still forte, still strong. So we have 6 bars of forte groove, and then we have a fill that you might recognize from earlier. It's at the end of the first page, the same fill. The only difference is we don't play that fill fortissimo. So not quite as strong, the same sort of volume as you're playing your groove. And then we go back to the groove, but we play the groove fortissimo. But this is where it's a little bit tricky because you only have 2 bars of the fortissimo groove and then we start to have hits. So it comes quickly. Watch out for this one. I'll show you 2 bars of groove and then that fill going into the fortissimo groove. So for the end of this song, it looks like a lot, but it's not really a lot. It's some things that we've played earlier already. So it's that group of 4, which we should know. And then we hit on 1, and we have a 4-stroke rough. Now that just goes snare, tom, tom, kick. I'll play the bar before it and that bar for some context. You see how that works? You gotta make sure that you get your 4-stroke rough in before the kick. And then to end, we have a big crescendo. I would drop the dynamics and build up over these 2 bars so that we end strong. And it's just groups of 4. So we have 2 groups of 4 on the snare drum, a group of 4 on the tom, and a group of 4 on the floor tom, and then 1 big hit on the snare to finish. So with the crescendo, it sounds like this. And that's it. That's the whole song. So good luck. I'm sure you'll be fine.